I heard that there's a proverb which says to understand all is to forgive all. The first time I heard about this is from Daisetz Suzuki, and he said something like, if you know this, you don't need to know anything else. And he said it's a French proverb. I checked on the internet, it seemed like it, but many people talk about it, also in the Bible and other areas of the world. So, whatever the case is, it's about the compassionate sense. And the way I felt I really understood this, I don't know if that's the case, is that I've been thinking about thy will be done. To understand all, of course, is the wisdom, and the understanding all represent the understanding of thy will. How the laws of universe or laws of nature manifest itself from moment to moment as I live, from my tiny cells here and there, spread out through my body and brain everywhere, is the manifestation of it. And how I function, although the mind may not realize it, and that's the awakening to realize that the force and the laws of universe, how it is functioning. That's a realization, awakening, and the connection to the source. And therefore, if you have the sense and living accordingly, then obviously it's not just you to connect, but everything is manifestation of the Lord of the universe. And when things are not done right, according to what I see, I guess the notion that I was thinking about is the Ukraine situation and the invasion from Russia, the Putin. And I hear the story, and I feel sorry about the people who are impacted. I deeply felt sadness. And the other incident I thought about is related to the business. I see things are not going in the right direction. And whatever the case may be, it seemed like some kind of a ego or egocentric idea or the habitual pattern developed over time is manifested in their behavior, and that is making the situation not good. So the incident in Ukraine is the same, or the Putin's behavior, or in this business setting, certain person's behavior. And obviously I have those behavior here and there, and therefore I like to align myself to not behave like that, and that makes me to be in the process of understanding who I am, that know thyself. And more I understand, more I feel the need of connection that I have shared with the various references on the video. And spending time like that, and always trying to connect, or you don't try it, because if you try it, it's human nature trying, but it has to go beyond the mind and human nature almost, so that the mind functioning is quiet and aligned to the way of how the universe may function. Yet in the society, lots of things happens, not Ukraine or the business or relationship, any place. So that put me into the mode of, well, how can I interact in the society? And that has been my job, to figure out the destiny for everyone, for the organization to align themselves with the goal of the organization, customer oriented, and all of that, with the idea of mini companies, glass wall management, and all of that. But now applying that in my own living, and to see how I can connect to the source, the laws of the universe, so that I'm aligned. And what I have gone through, and then when I remember that word, to understand all is to forgive all, that's precisely the case. If we get to the point of being, which you don't take any mind action, but stay in that being, that I may feel in my inner body sensation and so forth, transparency, clarity, no mind functioning, pure awareness of being. And that is the way of connecting to the source of universe, so to speak. That's what I've been working on. And more I connect, I have to get rid of all the stuff that pops up in my mind, delusion and all that, and clarify, clean up, and keep on working. As human, it's not that easy because the habitual pattern may, interfere that process. But still keep working, and you still have the sense of connection from moment to moment, all day long. So when I keep doing, I start to realize more about the delusion. I can get, not all the time, but I can get rid of it by just observing, be aware of it, passes by, and move on, and be present in the state of being, connected to the source. Tranquility and transparency within myself. Even throughout the night, I try, or I maintain that. And I may drift off, then I go back, drift off, go back. Be awake and notice the wrongdoing from the mind and let that dissolve itself. That's the practice. So when I do that practice, keep on doing it, and whatever the sequence of events took place for me to do it, it's just a story by itself, but that is what I'm working on. Let go of me to be connected to the source. And more I do it, and then see the picture of Ukraine or any situation in relationship or business and the things sort of irrational. What do? Going through myself, discovering my own delusion and so forth. And we all human beings have those minds that deviate from the source, disconnect from the source, and live in the ego or whatever biased opinion. Ukraine, Russia, Putin, business, relationship, whatever the case is. In my situation, as I try and be connected, then I do understand. Understand may not be the right word because understanding is in the mind, but mind should understand. Because mind does create a deviation. So when the mind understand all, then you forgive everything. It's hard to forgive Putin, in my view, or some of the things that happen in the society that create difficulty. But still, I'm one of them who has done it and gone through it and will do possibly and try to align to the source, connect to the source. I'm determined. After the first major awakening, I said I want to be truthful. Or I added, I want to be sincere and truthful. Where to? So that I can connect to the source. That's where to. And in that process, over 20 years, 22 years now, almost, I sensed that I got the idea of forgive all. To understand all is to forgive all. Or Jesus might have said, forgive them, they may not know what they are doing. We often, probably 90% or more of the time, we may do things without knowing. I see myself deviating and trying to get the glimpse of how to align it. And that came to that proverb: to understand all is to forgive all. So, taking this opportunity, I thought I use this voice memo on YouTube to go forward with that idea. And if I may add just a few sentences at the end. When I studied Chuang Tzu and Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Wu Wei, non-action, let it be, without the mind moving and accepting, surrendering to the laws of the universe. Those ideas are better synthesized, I feel. So I thought I'd just make a few remarks on this occasion so that I may inculcate in my mind and hopefully revisit this as I live from moment to moment. To understand all is to forgive all. Understand my wrongdoing and delusion, then I can move up, connect to the source. As much as I do the same, human being, after the gaining the knowledge from the Garden of Eden by eating the apple, lots of misconception, abuse of mind, and all that takes place. But I sense that this passage I'm going through is the right passage. Or say it differently, by not making mistakes, by realizing the illusion and stay on course, would be making me to move into the right direction. So instead of looking for the right direction, one way is to eliminate the idea of inversion. If you can eliminate the wrongdoing, then you are on your way to live well, to be the master of your destiny. So I believe. Thank you.